Wallace D. Wattles, in his book, The Science of Getting Rich, stated, "To become rich, you are to give every man more in use value than you take from him in cash value." And in the spirit of those words, I'm gonna give you $5 million lessons that I just gave to a group of aspiring real estate investors recently at our Epic Intensive. And I gave these specific lessons in the context of creating their custom rat race escape plans. It's one of the things that we do at the intensive, and you can check epicintensive.com for the next dates if you'd like to join us. But either way, I don't call them $1 million lessons because that makes a good title for a lesson or a video, but more from a literal sense that had someone shared these with me when I got started, or at least a long time ago, I would have saved millions of dollars, or even better, earned millions more than I have. But before we begin, click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell because I post cool stuff like this each and every week and you don't want to miss it. Let's go. So I got some $1 million lessons that I've learned along the way. And when I say $1 million lessons, I didn't call them that because it sounded cool. Whether you paid $1, $47, $547 to be here, whatever it was, I am literally going to give you 1 million times back in your money in use value. $1 million lessons. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. I didn't come up with that. Someone told me that. And I was like, that's exactly my situation. So I've been doing this in the real estate side of things, of 15 years. And what I mean by that is entrepreneurs, we are wired to want the world and then we want it fast. I want you to kind of resist that and just go slow. Because if you go slow, you do it right. And if you do it right, that's faster than going fast and doing it wrong. So what that means is find the right deals for you that are going to improve your situation. So if on your asset list, the highest performing asset you had was 4%, then you should look for deals that pay you more than that to improve your situation. If the highest performing asset that you had was 13%, then you should look for deals. The right deal for you would be something that pays you more than that. This is probably my most valuable lesson I could possibly give you, is finding the right team. I'm specifically talking about contractors and property managers. Because if you're gonna live off of your passive income, off your cash flow, the secret to positive cash flow and having that for the rest of your life is not the property, it's not the real estate, it's the property management. Every dime I've ever lost in real estate has been from a bad contractor or a bad property manager. The real estate is safe. There ain't no risk there. It doesn't take an extended education to pull this off and do it well. It's the people that are risky. Then third would be to go deep before going wide. Us as entrepreneurs, we want to do all kinds of stuff. And we can do all these things good or so-so, and it fulfills that need, that creative juice and that desire to create. But get really good at one before you start the next one. And this would go with your markets, it would go with your asset class, it would go with your strategy, it would go with your team, it would go with your marketing, it would go with your conversion process. Whatever it is, get really good at the one thing. And right when you think you got it down, I got this house performing and it's performing well. I got a great property manager. It's paying me cash flow. The expenses are down. The performance is up. This one is fantastic. I got it figured out. Go even deeper. Right when you think you got it down, that's the time to dig in and do that one again the exact same way before looking out. Oh, look at mobile home parks, right? Or storage facilities, right? Or I got one house, I'm bored with this, I'm gonna go do multifamily now, right? I'm just asking you to resist that. You can do it, people have done it and they've done it well, but go deep before going wide. Get really good and master that one asset class in that one market. Leverage to grow, payoff to sustain. So to get on this trajectory and go even steeper, we talked about it yesterday, real estate provides us the ability to leverage like no other investment opportunity is available to the average person. That's why real estate has produced more wealth than anything else. It's that single factor really is the leverage, amongst other things, but it's the leverage that multiplies that speed. So that can get your trajectory up really, really fast. And once you hit your goal, wherever it is, now you can pay that off to sustain it. Although I'm becoming a little bit more risk averse and not subscribing to that so much. But I know I'm challenging a lot of beliefs and a lot of ideas, maybe some lifetime of ideas, a lot of deep indoctrination You still might, okay, I understand that, I get it, but the debt still scares me. And if that's your situation, I'm totally okay with that. It's not a problem with me. But I do want you really to see you set yourself free first. And then if you want to preserve that and protect it, then pay off the debt that you've acquired building it. But the leverage is going to allow you to go faster. Okay? Another big painful one for me is delegate. Don't abdicate. Ash is my assistant. Y'all still out there? Give Ash a boom. All right. So Ash is my assistant. Every day, well, I like to say every day, but routinely during the week, I will create a list of to-dos, and I will give delegate some of those tasks to Ash. Throughout the week, Ash will say it's done, or I will check up with Ash and ask if it's done, right? So that's delegating. And we'll go ahead and we accomplish stuff and we move forward each and every week. Abdicate is, here, Ash, here's the keys to the office, go run the business, I'm going on vacation. Don't call me. Don't bother me. I'm resting. That's abdicating. And I've done that a few times with apartment buildings, and it's burned me. And I've done that with property managers. So this is where I want you to manage your property managers in the same way that you manage your real estate. Conduct your due diligence on your team members in the same manner that you conduct your due diligence on your real estate. The real estate is safe. That's the easy part. It's really tough to mess that up. It's just supply and demand and buy low, sell high. It's the management of it where it gets sticky. Number 4 is eliminate the single points of failure. If you are dependent on one property manager and something happens to that property manager, then something happens to your assets. And it's typically not good. And then you got to scramble to go find another property manager, and then you give all your properties to them. Hopefully they know what they're doing. And if you don't get the right one, then that's going to be an extended period of pain for you. And then you got to go find another one, and then another one until you actually get it right. But if you had 2 property managers in mind, and you had your portfolio divided up, and something happened to one, you have someone there that can pick up the slack while you go find the second one. Mercedes and I, we got started in the virtual investing in Memphis, Tennessee. We couldn't believe, being from California, that they actually had houses there for $50,000 that rented for $800 a month. That's a good investment. At least on paper it is. And as long as you have somebody there to manage those properties, it's a good investment. We had 60 plus properties between ourselves and our clients and our investors, all in Memphis, Tennessee. And I remember the day we were living in Pasadena. Mercedes comes in the morning, I'm sleeping, she busts open the door. Matt, Terrence died. Terrence was our property manager. And boy, talk about a fast wake up. I popped out of bed and I was like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? And I really, when they say like your world flashes before your eyes or your life flashes before your eyes, it just was a fast forward motion picture of disaster in my mind. And it actually came to fruition and it played out. And that was 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And that still creeps up and kicks us in the butt every once in a while. It still bites us and we still have to write a check for something here and there. Now we've learned that painful lesson. We won't make that mistake ever again. And so we have at least 2 property managers in every market. We have at least 2 contractors in every market. And we have at least 2 realtors in every market. Some of our markets we have 3 and 4. And they all know about each other. And we make sure that they know about each other. Not in an evil way, just let them know that you're not the only game in town. And once we started doing that, it's still not a perfect system, but it's way better. And we watch expenses drop and we watch performance rise. The last thing I would share with you, particularly if you're just getting started, or if you're just getting restarted, perhaps you have tried this before and had some tough lessons, understand that you're always winning or you're learning. When I was making this transition from the music business and my little hiatus there bagging groceries, I did a lot of research. I really missed my money that music provided me. I did a lot of research. What do I have to learn next? I knew I had to learn something new. I wanted to commit myself to something that gave me the same income earning potential. And that grocery store manager, as I explained yesterday, he pointed me towards real estate, and it was the best advice I'd ever received. But my eyes and ears are always open. I'm always looking for something better. And when it comes along, I will switch. But here I am 15 years later, and I haven't found anything. This is it. It's produced more wealth than anything else on the planet, any other industry, any other investment vehicle. I showed you that pie chart yesterday. That 1% that reaches the age of 65 with a net worth of $5 million or more, 74% of them have real estate in common. They either made their money there or they preserve their money in there. If you have a bad experience, and if you do this long enough, you absolutely will. Just make sure you walk away from that experience, that bad experience, with the right lesson. Because you will hear, oh my God, I had 2 properties. It was the most disastrous thing I've ever done. I'll never be a landlord again. Forget that. You hear that all the time. Oh, I lost my shirt in 2007. That's a sucker's bet. Don't do that. Just wait till the bubble pops again. Everyone's going to lose everything again. That's the lesson people walk away from this with. And they are on this trajectory and they said, bad lesson? Oh, forget it. I'm just going to do this. Okay? This is the best option out there. And like I said, if something better comes along, I will be the first to let you know about it, because we're going to change the podcast and everything. But it hasn't happened, and I don't see it happening. The discipline for you, Mark Twain has a great quote: learn from other people's mistakes, because you won't be here long enough to make them all on your own. And it's with that quote that I give you these $5 million lessons, as they are all inspired by my own mistakes. I've made them already so that you don't have to, and they are yours for free. If you feel compelled to compensate me for these $1 million lessons, go ahead and just smash the like button and we'll call it even. So what'd you learn? Let me know in the comments below. And who do you know that may also find this valuable? When their name comes to mind, share it with them. That's it for now. See you next time.